this video, I want to briefly introduce the topic of dynamics and what we talk about when we say we're going to study dynamics. So dynamics can generally be classified into two overarching themes that we need to think about when it comes to what is dynamics. And the first of those could be described as kinematics. And kinematics is using mathematics and applying it to the motion of objects. Generally speaking, we would be looking at geometry and a little bit of calculus in order to study how things move. So sometimes you might phrase kinematics as a study of the geometry of motion. And really what it's doing is providing a relationship between position and velocity and acceleration through an analysis of time or on a time basis, using calculus generally to describe those relationships. And then geometry comes into play when we talk about vectors. I've mentioned in a previous video that vectors are the basis of velocity and acceleration. They are vector quantities, and therefore we can use geometry to describe the motion between objects and of objects. So those two things put together form the basis of kinematics. We also have kinetics. And kinetics is, you can think of that as the study of how this motion that we're studying came to exist, right? So it's motion achieved through the application of forces and moments or torques in order to produce that motion. So where we leave off in statics, which is with static equilibrium and the summation of forces being equal to zero, we would now do things like sum the forces, and instead of setting it equal to zero, set it equal to some quantity of the acceleration. So this mass multiplied by the acceleration. Similarly, for moments, we would do it in an angular sense, angular acceleration, mass, moment of inertia, and so forth. And this is really the basis of kinetics. So how do we get objects to move? We get objects to move by applying some sort of force to them, whether that's through chemical reactions such as in propulsion, the application of an actuator, the application of gravity. There's a variety of ways in which we could cause something to move, but in any case, we would look at that through an analysis of forces and moments that are applied to that object. And we'll explore that more in detail in the later videos. This is just a brief introduction into how we look at that. Thanks.